All right, so today we are going to look at the topic 5 review part 1, which is a review over the equations half of our topic. This is the last assignment we will get for this week. All right, so what I wanted to do was just go through and review a couple with you. So get out your notebooks. All right. So the first thing we will review is writing two-step equations. So we have 8x minus 16 equals negative 16. All right. Subtraction of the tricky ones. You guys remember that? Subtraction of the tricky ones. So does it say minus 16 anywhere in here? No, 16 more than. We don't want 16 more than, right? So we can eliminate that. 8 more than 16. No, but it's not 8 more than 16, is it? So we can eliminate that. 16 less than. Does that mean we're taking 16 away from 8 times a number? Yes, it does. And it's not 8 less than 16, is it? No, because we're taking 16 away from 8. So be careful with the subtraction. Less than. All right. All right, let's solve a two-step equation. We've got 3x plus 4 equals 22. Everybody, go ahead and do it. You got a question or an answer? No. You got what? The answer? Okay, hold on to it. All right, Noah, what'd you get? 6? So let's see if that is correct. How many people agree with him? A lot of you. Let's see if it's correct. So we are going to get rid of the plus 4 by subtracting 4. 3x equals 18. And then we separate the 3 by dividing both sides by 3, so x equals 6. You are correct. So that was a two-step equation. It's writing a two-step, solving a one-step, solving division, writing. Well, what happened to that one question? There was one in here I definitely wanted to show you. All right, let's do the distributive property one. This is what we talked about yesterday. Go ahead and try it. Just got an answer. Am I got an answer?
No, but I have a question.
Okay.
So for the, number two, when I started with here, number two has the one with mixed fractions.
We'll come to that here in a minute. We'll come back to it. Okay, so what'd you get, Liana? -8. You guys agree with that? 2 of you, 3 of you, 4 of you agree with that? All right, let's look. So in this one, they're asking you to do different things. So we're distributing, and they're breaking it down one step at a time. So -7 times x is -7x. Then the second blank is, what is -7 times 5? So in this blank, we're going to put -35, right? So now we got -7x plus -35 equals 21. Make our t-chart. We get rid of -35 by adding 35. The additive inverse is a positive 35. -7x equals 56. And now we divide both sides by -7. What's 56 divided by -7? -8, right? So that just adds the distributive property before we solve it using our two-step method. Okay, so Maya, you said question 2? All right, so number 2. We've got, this one says, which of the following equations have the same solution? So you have 4 questions right here. You don't actually have to solve them all. Pick one and let's solve it. So let's start with a nice easy one. Let's look at this one down here. That means z divided by 3.75, right? So what do we do to solve it? Multiply 3.75 on both sides. So what is 4 times 3.75? Come on, punch it in your calculator. What'd you get, Noah? 15 even? So z equals 15 on this one. So here's what I would do. I would start by plugging in 15 for this one and see if it's the same. So what's 1/3 times 15? Is it 5? It is. So these two are the same. Let's see if this one is the same. So plug in 15 for z right there. So that would be 21. I can tell you right now it's not, is it? 21 1/9 plus a positive number cannot go down to 6 1/9, can it? So no, that one will not work. What if I plug in z right here, 15? 15 minus 2 1/8. Does that leave me with 12 7/8? I believe it does, doesn't it? Yes. So this one is also 15. So there you go. We only had to solve one, and then I plugged it in to see which ones it worked. Now, that only works if I pick one of the ones that actually fits. If I picked this one and did this one first, it would throw everything off, wouldn't it? So it's just one problem solving strategy. You could also just make t-chart and solve each one of these and then figure out which ones are the same. Okay. And then something we forgot to talk about yesterday was writing equations using the distributive property. And that was probably, I know what that was. So this is what I left off yesterday. I forgot to go over yesterday. Is we have to write an equation that has the distributive property in it. So this is number 12 on yesterday's homework, 5.3. It says Ashley has X dollars. She spends $23.50 on a new top. She decides to keep 2/5 of what she has left, which is $13.80. So when it says which is $13.80, that tells us that that is one side of the equal sign. Okay, that's on the right side by itself. Now we got to break down the other side. It says she spends X dollars, so that's X. We don't know how much she spends, but we do know that she spends 23. No, we don't know how much she started with. Sorry, that's X. We don't know what she started with. She spends $23.50. So if she starts with X and spends $23.50, what are we doing? If you start with X amount of money and you spend $23.50 to buy something, what operation do you do? Subtract. You're going to subtract that $23.50 from whatever you started with. And it says, well, she decides to keep 2/5 of what she has left. So 2/5 of what? What she has left. Do you know how much she has left? No, because we don't know what she started with, do we? So that's where we put this in parentheses, and we're going to say 2/5 of this, because X minus $23.50 will be what she has left. So we're going to take 2/5 of all that. That gets tricky, doesn't it? Yes, it does. So then we would go 2/5 times X is 2/5 X. Minus, what's 2/5 times $23.50? Come on, people, punch it in. Somebody got it for me? Well, you got my 9.4? So $9.40 equals $13.80. Now we make our T-chart. Solve. Add 940, right? Let me erase some of this now. So we are going to add 940. That leaves me with 2/5 X equals, what is that? It's 21, so $23.20. Is that correct? And now I got to separate the 2/5 from the X by dividing by 2/5. So 23.20 divided by 2/5 is what? Noah? $58 even? So what we're saying then is we started with $58. Well, Ashley started with $58. Okay? Nice work. All right, I'll stop talking and give you the remainder of the time to work on either 5.3 homework or the review. We're going to do this for the next couple days. So tomorrow we'll come back with questions over anything we had trouble with. That means you have to actually start it. Otherwise, you're not going to know what you need help with, are you?